Salutations, crustaceans. I'm Lobster, and today we're going to be taking a look at an MTD Kingston Super 5 that's been modified by MTD. Let's check this out. This is the MTD Kingston Super 5. This is actually not the one that we reviewed. This is its twin, and it's rocking some really awesome electronics and hardware that is offered by MTD as an upgrade package for the Super 5. If you haven't seen it already, I have done a full review on this bass in its stock form, and I gave it a 4 claw out of 5 rating for its great value, great playability, and a really nice set of tones. The difference between the stock Kingston Super 5 and my USA 535 behind me, for example, is quite large. The USAs are on another level. However, if you're looking to bridge that gap a little bit, MTD does offer electronics and hardware upgrades for the Kingston Super series. And maybe there are other Kingstons, but they definitely do it for these Supers over here. Now, before I talk about all the different upgrades that are on this bass, let's go over the basic specs. The body is a solid ash body finished in a gorgeous matte black, and the neck is a 35-inch scale bolt-on, 24-fret asymmetrical neck with 0 fret. Very nice and very comfortable overall, and I commended the stock bass for its excellent playability. Now let's get to the good stuff. For the electronics, we have 2 Bartolini Music Man style pickups, the Preamp, which is the same preamp that is used in the USA Supers. This is a really nice preamp offering a passive tone control, a mid control with 2 selectable frequencies, and a stacked bass and treble control. You also have a bypass with the volume as a push-pull, and then a master blend control as well. Very flexible preamp, and it even has a gain control in the cavity. And yes, the pickups are still paired to the 3-way switches for the series, parallel, and single coil modes for each pickup, which is very nice. The hardware is also upgraded as well, not just the electronics. We have a Hipshot B-style bridge with 19mm spacing, and Hipshot ultralights up at the headstock as well. So overall, we have quite the upgrade package here. I believe everything, if you were to buy it separately, would cost around $1,000. And I believe the in-house upgrade package is around, I think, $700, which brings us to around $1,700 or $1,800 total. But yeah, that's what it is. And honestly, it sounds quite different from the stock one. I'm going to be doing a separate comparison video looking at this versus the stock Kingston, as well as both Kingstons and my USA, so keep an eye out for those videos coming up. But for now, we're just going to focus on this particular bass. In regards to weight, this bass is ever so slightly lighter than the stock Kingston. And it's probably like 0.1 pounds overall, so it's not really a huge difference. I don't think anyone's really going to notice a difference in the weight overall. However, the balance might feel a little bit different because of the Hipshot ultralight tuners. We'll see that when we play it. Speaking of playing it, let's get to it. You guys know what you need to do. Go ahead and push that like button so my hand will turn back to normal. Thanks. Very nice, very nice. It is a very different voicing versus the stock electronics. It's almost a bit smoother. I mean, again, these are the USA electronics that you would get in a USA MTD for the most part. Again, I'm not sure about the pickups. The preamp, however, is the same that you would find in the USA Super 5 with the same control layout. You You still get that great B string just like you have on the stock bass that is just so well defined and rings out so well. Very nice, very nice. And you have the Buzz Feet and tuning system. I don't know the specifics of how it works, but everything is intonated well and it sounds great all over the neck, so I can't complain there. As I mentioned, we still maintain the 3-way toggles for each of these pickups for series, single coil, and parallel modes. What you've heard thus far is both pickups in parallel, the preamp centered, and the tone control at 100%. Yes, we have quite the number of controls here, but they're all usable and make this a very flexible instrument. Let's start out by checking out the neck pickup soloed. We'll go through all the different pickup modes, play with the EQ, and take it from there. So this is the neck pickup parallel, EQ centered, tone at 100%. Very nice, very nice. Nice sounding pickup in the neck position here in parallel mode. Now let's check out single coil. Just like the stock pickup in single coil mode, you're going to get some single coil hum. There is no phantom coil built into the pickup here, and that's okay. Here's what that sounds like soloed. And here is series mode, which is going to have quite a bit more kick than the other two modes. Here's what that sounds like. Yeah, that is a spicy mode there. Let's take it back to parallel mode and play with the tone control a bit. Here's what the tone is at 100%. Let's take it down to 50% now, which is right about there. And here's it all the way down. Very nice, very nice. Now let's take the tone back up 100% and play with this mid control. We're going to actually scoop the mids first, and we have the mids in its default setting of, I believe, 400 hertz, and then we'll pull it and have 800 hertz. So here's the mid scooped, bass and treble are still centered. Actually, you know what? Let's boost the bass and treble now. Treble too. Ooh, listen to that. Okay, back to business, back to business. Now let's pull the mid knob. And we will be cutting 800 hertz instead of 400 hertz. That gives us a bit more bottom end, as you heard there. Let's see what that sounds like. Very nice. Now I'm going to bring the bass control back to center, the treble back to center, and we're going to push the mid control back in and boost the mids about 50%. Let's see what that sounds like. And let's pull the mid control now, and we will be boosting 800 hertz instead of 400 hertz. Yep, you definitely hear a difference there. I'm going to go ahead and push that back in, and let's go over to the bridge pickup now. Our bridge pickup is in parallel mode. Our EQ is centered. It's centered. And our tone control is at 100%. Here's what that sounds like. So we are on the bridge pickup. Very nice. Now let's take that over to a single coil mode. We're going to be activating the outside coil just like we were on the stock one. And here's series. Very nice, very nice. Now let's bring that back to parallel and we'll play with the tone control a bit. Here's the tone at 100%. Tone at 50%. And the tone all the way down. You almost get that, like, 70s jazz bass bridge pickup vibe out of it. It's a very nice tone. Now let's bring the tone back up to 100% and let's play with this mid control a bit. So I'm going to take the mid control down all the way and then boost the bass control about 50% and boost the treble as well. Here's what that sounds like. Now let's pull the tone control and change our mid-frequency target from 400 Hz to 800 Hz. Very nice. And now I'm going to push that in. We are going to boost the mids to about 50% and bring the bass and treble back down to center. Here's what that sounds like. That is a nice sounding pickup. We are going to go ahead and bring the blend control back to center, set both pickups to parallel, center the preamp, and let's see what that sounds like one more time. Okay, very nice. Now let's take the pickups to single coil mode. So they are hum canceling just like on the stock pickups when they're both engaged. Here's what that sounds like. Ooh, that is some nice tone. In my opinion, just like with the stock bass, the single coil option with both pickups engaged is just mwah, real nice, real nice. Now let's engage series mode for both pickups. Now for testing the rest of the preamp, I'm going to put both pickups in single coil mode because that just sounds mwah, delicious. Oh, just listen to that. Oh, so good. First, let's take the tone down to about 50% now. Right about there. Yeah, as you can see, even with chords and going all over the place, there's just so much clarity, especially in this single coil mode. I'm really digging the tone in this. Now let's take the tone down to 0%. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's take the tone back up to 100% and let's play with the mid control. I'm going to cut the mids entirely, bringing them all the way down, and boost the bass and treble to about 50%. Here's what that sounds like. Ooh, that's a nice, smooth yet growly tone. I think that would be perfect for a little bit of slap. Very nice. I'm going to go ahead and pull the mid knob now, and we are going to be cutting the 800 hertz frequencies instead of the 400 hertz. Very nice. I'll slap with that too. Oh, very nice, very nice. This thing is just a blast to play. Now let's take the bass and treble back down to center, and we are going to boost the mids and push the mid control back down. We're going to boost the mids to about 50%. Here's what that sounds like. Oh man, that's just a beautiful tone. Now let's pull the mid control and boost the 800 hertz frequencies. This is fun. This is fun. I like doing this. Oh man, let's take the mids back down to center, and we are going to slap it, I guess, in just single coil mode for fun. Yeah. I like this. This is nice. Now, very quickly, how does this thing play with a pick? Still working on that. Still working on that. Not going down that road. And finally, how does this thing sound with some drums behind it? So here are my final thoughts on the MTD Kingston Super 5 modified in-house by MTD. This thing is super. I really like this electronics combo. It's very different from the stock one, and there's nothing wrong with the stock one, but this is definitely lingering kind of in the middle area between, you know, a full-fledged USA MTD and the stock Kingston. There's just some really nice tonal details in there that just sound marvelous, and I really like this bass. It plays just like the stock Kingston Super 5 does, however it did seem a little bit more balanced with the Hipshot hardware. I'm not saying it's like hugely noticeable, but there definitely is a difference overall. I also found these USA electronics to be a bit more mellow sounding versus the brighter stock electronics from the Kingston Super 5. Both sound great, but both sound very different from one another. The question still remains, should you get the upgraded MTD Super 5 over the stock Kingston Super 5? In my mind, I would say that depends. If you like what you heard in this video and like what you heard over the stock MTD Kingston Super 5 video, then Sure. I mean, this is a very solid package, and you are essentially receiving it at a discount and installed, versus if you were to buy all this stuff separately by yourself at retail. Now, I will be doing a side-by-side comparison video with this bass and the stock Kingston Super 5. They are rocking the same sets of strings. These are MTD strings with a tapered B string. I think, again, both sound great, but that will at least help some of you guys decide whether or not the USA Electronics equipped Super 5 from the Kingston series is right for you over the stock one. I'm very impressed by this particular package. Great job, and this definitely is bridging the gap slightly between the Kingston series and the USA series. I know they offer, I believe it's called the ZX5, which has some of the USA electronics as well, but that is also a bit more pricey than this particular model that we see here, which is pretty cool. So the USA tone is a bit more in reach for those who are digging the Kingston series but want a bit more of that USA tone. That is it for this video, though. Again, this bass was provided to me by MTD, so thank you Michael and Daniel for providing this bass as well as the stock Kingston for review. These are not my basses. And other than that, let me know what you think about this bass in the comments down below. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, join our Discord channel, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the modified MTD Kingston Super 5. And as always, until we groove again,